This is Landon Gheer, field agronomist with Pioneer Seeds. Today I'm in a field near Petersburg, Texas, evaluating hail damage on corn. There are multiple steps to evaluate hail damage in corn and determine the effect on yield, with the first being determining the crop stage of the plant. So you can see here I've taken the corn plant and split in half to where I can see the nodal root stage, or V4 stage, and count the nodes above up to the last leaf that had a collar out, which in this case counts out to be V10 growth stage. Moving on from there, it's important to determine the amount of leaf loss. And there are multiple resources available from universities, Pioneer.com, and other publications that equate the amount of leaf loss and the growth stage to yield loss. So in this particular case, we're probably approaching an 80% defoliation of the leaf tissue that's out. Now, if you take into account the rest of the leaves that have yet to come out, then that lowers the percentage of defoliation and would lower the impact on yield. Now again, it's a cross-reference table, so you find the growth stage of the plant on the left-hand side and find the percent leaf loss along the top, and it will give you a percent yield loss estimated. This is what insurance goes off of. These standards have been in place for a number of years. The next thing to properly evaluate is stalk condition. So in this particular case, you can see there's a lot of discoloration of the tissue here, a lot of bruising. So it's important to see exactly how deep into the stalk that bruising goes. And that's best evaluated 5 to 7 days after the hail event, to where if there's any necrosis or tissue death within the stalk, that'll be a lot easier to identify. In this case, it looks to be pretty superficial. The leaf wrap is damaged, the leaf collar is damaged, but the portion of the plant that will be the stalk from this point until harvest looks relatively healthy. The only question in this one might be right there, where it does look that bruising may go deeper into the plant. The trouble with deep bruising and necrosis is stalk lodging, harvestability issues later on in the season. Another important thing to note, along with the growth stage, is where the growing point or tassel is and what the ear shoots look like. Now in this particular case, there's many ear shoots on this plant. This varies hybrid to hybrid. Some hybrids will only have 1, 2, 3, so a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary ear, while others may, as this one, produce ear nodes at each node of the plant. This is ensuring that regardless of what happens, this plant can reproduce, set seed, and move on. Now, for each one of these that's lost or damaged, that yield becomes less and less. But it's all about setting seed and moving on from there. And in this case, there appears to be no damage to any of the ear locations. Determine the growth stage of the plant. Determine the leaf tissue loss. Determine if there's any stand reduction. Consult the charts that are available and determine the impact on yield. For further information, please visit Pioneer.com or contact your local Pioneer sales professional. Thank you.
That concludes this Pioneer Growing Point Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.